Well, hey there guys, welcome back to Pixelmon. And I know it's been quite a bit, but god, there's so much new stuff to show you. Um, well, speaking of new stuff, we are on Pixelmon 2.1.1. Currently, I am on the source code. However, this is completely identical to what the current version is, so I will just be showing this one. We are on Minecraft 1.5.1, newest addition to the Minecraft legacy, and there's a whole bunch of new stuff there, but we're not here to cover that. We are here to cover Pixelmon. So let's get back in. So the newest addition into our little mod is sounds. It's been a highly requested feature, and we finally were able to do it. If you hear the music in the background, this was composed by Z-Count, and he's done a wonderful job trying to get some awesome music to fit our mod and Minecraft, trying to blend the two together. I personally think it sounds wonderful, and I hope you do too. So I'm just going to leave that playing in the background while we cover the mod. Now, speaking of sounds, right now there are sounds for every Pokemon that are in the game. However, there are two different types. You have the anime-like sounds composed by a couple members of our community, and then you have the nostalgic game sounds from Carrybird. Personally, I installed that one. I grew up with the games. I grew up playing Red. I got Silver, got Crystal. I love those games, and I love the sounds from them. Personally, I have grown up with those, and I just wanted to hear them again, so I installed that pack instead. However, the choice is completely up to you, and it will not affect your gameplay either way, just personal choice, you know? Alright, so let's get on with it, shall we? Now, I'm just going to go over to some of these Pokemon and... Reap! I love these sounds so much. They sound amazing. I could just listen to these all day. My hairball is fainted. We'll get to that in a moment, but I'm just going to search for more Pokemon. Ooh, you know what? I should spawn a Mew, because everyone loves Mew. Now, in the newest version of Pixelmon, the command was changed to Pokespawn to avoid conflicts with other mods, such as single-player commands. So if you want to spawn a Pokemon now, it's /Pokespawn. Now, if I want to spawn Mew, I'll just do Mew, and I want a shiny version. Mew! Hi, Mew. What's another sound that I really, really like? I've always loved Miltanks. Miltanky! Not supposed to fight me! I do love that sound, though. I'll just capture you with my Master Balls, because I'm a cheater. Now, speaking of sounds, there are more sounds incoming. Currently, we have sounds for just Pokemon. However, we are starting to work on sounds for capturing a Pokemon, including the ball rocking back and forth. Dodrio, get the frig out of here. You're so mean to me. Currently, our camera is glitching up, but normally it's good. Huh. Another bug to report. Away! Oh well, it happens. The battle camera is meant to put you behind the perspective of the Pokemon that is out, and it's so you don't get lost and so you don't lose your Pokemon on screen. Okay, what else was added? Well, if you were paying attention earlier, and I don't know if you saw him, there was a wild Tauros roaming around these fields. One of the new Pokemon added in 2.1. Let's see. A little bit of a hidden gem. Pokespawn Tauros. I love his tail animation. It's just so awesome. This whole model's awesome. What else was added? Well, Eevee got a new model. If I open up my Pokédex, because my Eevee's fainted. Actually, you know what? I gotta speak of this. Speaking of Eevee being fainted, remember how Pokemon, when you first got them, or your starters, I should say, they were put into Master Balls instead of the Pokeballs that you started off with in game. Well, that has been changed, so now they are Pokeballs. As you can see, I caught these two with Master Balls, so kind of cheating, but oh well. It's for the purpose of the video. Okay, and now to show off the new Eevee. I love this model. Plus, I love that sound. I don't know about you guys. Okay, what else has been added? Well, in 2.1, that was the major list of features. Before that, God, I could go on forever. There was growths, there were natures, there were God, boss Pokemon, there were the fossil cleaner, which before there was no way to clean the fossils that you dug up out of the ground, but now there are. So if I get, I'll just get the first fossil I see. I'll just place down a fossil cleaner, and I'm gonna make this look fancy, so I'm gonna get some wood, actually get some brick. Some brick would look nice. Pop down our fossil cleaner and literally just throw your fossil in it, and it'll spin it and clean it and do all the good things to it that it has to do, so you can put it in your fossil machine. So I'm just gonna place this right here and wait for that to finish. In the meantime, boss Pokemon. Now, this is a really interesting little fact. To get TMs and little, like, rare materials, the only way you can get them before was in creative mode. However, we have added boss Pokemon that spawn randomly in the world. They have their nameplates changed color, and they're slightly bigger than normal Pokemon. Well, they drop TMs, and I think that is an awesome addition. Plus, on top of that, they have increased stats. So, you might want to go out searching for boss Pokemon if you want the best team ever. Let's say you get like a boss Snorlax with increased defense. I mean, he would be an absolute unstoppable tank. Alright, so after your fossil cleaner is done, just right click, your fossil will plop out, and you can just place it right into your fossil cleaner, or fossil machine, to turn it into a living Pokemon. I'll just plop down our Pokeball, or Master Ball in this case. What else was added? Let's see. There are new trainers, including the Bug Maniac, Fire Breather, Little Boy Swimmer, Male Swimmer, and a couple other new ones. Now, this is the changelog from 2.0, but since it's been a while since I made a video, it's, I think, perfectly acceptable to talk about. New Pokemon include Fable, Clefairy, Sandslash, Persian, Raticate, Aerodactyl, Bellsprout, Sandshrew, Pharaoh, Anorith, Archon, how you pronounce it, Poliwhirl, Cradiatos, Shieldon, Archops, Graveler, Espeon, Gengar, and Nidoran Female. Now, there are also new models for existing Pokemon, including the Eevee I just showed you, a new Charizard, new Magnemite, new Magneton. It's just, there's so much stuff. Now, in prior versions of Pixelmon, getting wool was also a pain. I mean, since there were no sheep currently living in the world, the only thing you could do was kill a Mareep. Whereas now, if I just go over to the Mareep I saw earlier, that or just spawn a new one, we'll see if I can find it. No! The wool blocks, somebody killed it! I'll just spawn a new one. Mareep. If you share a Mareep, you get wool! Plus you get this cool little sheared texture. I love it. There's just so many little new things. Boy. Another thing that was requested and added by the community to avoid cheating was you can no longer punch Pokemon. They no longer take damage from arrows, cactus, swords. It's just to avoid cheating in general. I mean, do you really want to punch your Pokemon near death and then capture it with a Pokeball? Sounds kind of terrible. I love those sounds. Electrode, or that was a Voltorb. Where is that Voltorb? He was close. Also the Spearow. Okay. What? God, there is just so much stuff. Speaking of natures and growths, there are seven different types of growths, pygmy to I believe enormous, and they do not affect stats. They're just purely visual. But I can see myself personally trying to go for the larger Pokemon, trying to scare the living pants out of the pygmy Pokemon that I come across. Just can you imagine having the enormous Snorlax? Just this thing would be a towering inferno of Pokemon. Or having like the tiniest little Snorlax you can fit in your pocket with a pygmy. Aww. I don't know. It's your choice, obviously. Like I said, they don't affect stats. But something that does is growths, or sorry, natures. There are all 25 natures from the games now in the mod. They affect stats accordingly like they do in the games. I'm gonna shear you. There you go. By the way, amazing job on this model. Ooh, that grew back really fast. Well, another bug. Always finding stuff when you're messing around in mods. Oh well. Like I said, they will be fixed. Speaking of bug fixes, there was an absolute ton. Fossils which the created Pokemon is not in game are not generated or findable in the world, meaning any Pokemon that is not in the game that comes from a fossil can no longer be found as the fossil itself. So you can't accidentally put, let's say, well, before this patch of Cradiados, people had Cradiados fossils and were putting them in fossil machines trying to generate them, and unfortunately, well, they would crash. It kind of sucked and you'd lose your fossil in the process. So if you only had one of them, well, you're kind of SOL. Let's see. God, what else? Oh, another little interesting tidbit. Before fossil machines, the text that is on the front could render through blocks. That is no longer the case. That is now fixed. Hi, Ekans. And just makes it a little cleaner so you're not seeing the fossil machine data all the way through your house or something. Just a little bit better. Bauxite, in the newest version, 2.1.1, bauxite ore generation has been fixed and has been moved from layers 20 to 50. Along with that, so has fossils, and they spawn around gravel pits. So if you see a gravel pit, don't ignore it. There could be fossils around there, you never know. I'm just going to set the time again once today because it is getting dark. Set day. And I'm going to play the second track that was added to our mod in the recent patch. It is a desert themed one from Z-Count also, and hope you like. So what else? God, there is just so much stuff. This video is going to be so long. But you know what? I don't care. I am absolutely in love with the progress this mod is making. I'm sorry it's been so long since I last made a video, but life, what can you do? Unfortunately, not much. But I am trying to get back in the... I love that sound. I love that sound. I have never heard a Sandile. I don't play White much, and I've never actually heard the sound of a Sandile. I love that so much. That is amazing. Hi, Graveler. Trapinch? How'd you, dude? Oh, there it is. I love this nostalgic pack, and I gotta thank Carrie Bird for putting it together. I was actually going to do it myself, and when I went to actually upload it, and I checked her on the forums to just make sure no one else had done it before me, she actually did it, and well, makes my life easier, I'll admit. Hopefully we can see more sounds being added. What I'm hoping for, and this is just a personal hope, sounds that are added from now on, let's say the healer, you know, the famous sound, do 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 do. I really hope that's added, and if not, I hope Carrie can help us out and, you know, just throw it in there for us. So thank you very much for that, Carrie, and I appreciate it. So, God, don't even know how long this video is so far. I think that is the majority of the recent patches up into a couple weeks ago. Of course, we're going to be adding new things very soon. We always are. A lot of bug fixes, a lot of GUI, well, minor GUI changes, like showing, for instance, the nature, what it affects stats-wise. So in games, it turns them blue and red, depending if it is increasing or decreasing the stat. So hopefully we'll see that soon. We are hoping also to get structures in. That is a big focus of the next couple patches, is adding functionality, the APIs in the background to getting it there but not actually spawning. We don't want to just throw them in. Currently they can spawn in the world, but the generation isn't to where we would like it. On top of town spawning, NPCs are another thing we have to work on, not including the trainers that roam around the world, but shopkeepers, maybe Officer Jenny, Nurse Joy, clerks. Would love to see gym leaders. So the badges that are currently in the mod can be used more often. Another thing to add is more badges from the recent generations. So I believe that is the majority of it. I'm just gonna fade out to this awesome music. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to comment in the video. I will gladly answer, or hopefully somebody who knows what they're talking about can answer you. If you liked the video, please leave a like and a favorite, and I believe that is all. This is God of War signing off from Pixelmon, and have a good day, guys.